one and all, welcome to Tech Session 7D. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, I welcome you all to the 7th International Congress on Communication and Information Technology through Zoom. We are very thankful to everyone present on this platform and to go along with us digitally for this conference and making this conference more productive. Do we have a session chair, Meenakshi Memoria here, ma'am? Session chair, Dr. Meenakshi Memoria is a graduate in computer engineering from BCE Rohtak and masters in technology and computer sciences from Haryana. She has 17 plus years of teaching experience in different academic institutes like NCCE Israna, APG in Gurgaon, Dronacharya College of Engineering, Gurgaon, etc. Presently, she is an associate professor, and her research area include machine learning, grid computing, theory of computation, compiler design, operating system, intelligent system, data structure, etc. I welcome you, ma'am. Tehara?
Yes, I'm here.
You are here, right?
Yes.
Tehara, you would present a paper reducing international catering waste through innovation and technology. Thank you for your contribution. You can start sharing the screen.
Okay. Hold on. Is my presentation deck visible?
No, the screen is not yet visible. What do you?
No.
Yes, it's visible right now. So you can start with the presentation. Kindly, it is just a reminder that you will have 10 to 12 minutes for your presentation and 3 minutes for question and answers. So take care of the time here. Thank you. You can start. I'll give a reminder check when it's 10 minutes. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Sure. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tahara Pereira, an undergraduate at Informatics Institute of Technology, affiliated with the University of Westminster. I'm here to present a short summary of my co-authored review paper with Aparna Kirupananda titled Reducing International Catering Waste Through Innovation and Technology. Before I deep dive into the problem I'm addressing, let me give a clear definition of what food waste is. So according to the UN Environment Programme, food waste has been defined as food that completes the food supply chain up to a final product of good quality and fit for consumption, but still doesn't get consumed because it is discarded whether or not after it is left to spoil or expire. Earlier in 2021, Worldwide Fund for Nature and Tesco conducted a study on how much food produced for human consumption gets lost or wasted every year. And you'd be surprised that the number returned was not simply 1,000 or 1,000,000 tons, but 1.3 billion tons. This is approximately 1/3 of the food produced globally. One of the key industries that contribute to food wastage is the aviation industry, particularly the catering and in-flight services domain. According to predictions made by ITA in 2017, 5.7 million tons of cabin waste would cost the aviation sector $927 million approximately. According to the International Air Transport Association, airlines created 6.1 million tons of cabin waste worldwide in 2018, with unconsumed food and beverages accounting for 20% to 30% of it. The air transport industry spends about $700 million on cabin waste disposal annually. It's forecasted that the number of passengers would grow exponentially to roughly 7 billion passengers per year by 2034. Therefore, it is inevitable that airline food production and waste are also likely to increase at the same rate. One of the key stakeholders that contribute to these numbers are the passengers, and they produce 0.52 kilograms to 1.81 kilograms of waste every flight. Of course, this depends on the flight length and cabin class. So you might wonder, where does all this food waste come from? There are two main points where this food waste is originated. Firstly, terminal food waste, which is originated at airport kitchens and restaurants during food preparation or food that is not consumed. Secondly, deplaned waste. Deplaned waste includes galley waste that is collected after each flight as part of a decaterization process. During my research, a few key reasons as to why large amounts of food was being wasted in this industry stood out. All cabin waste is subject to national waste management rules and regulations. It is mandatory that international catering waste is treated by steam sterilization or disposed via high temperature incineration or deep landfill burial. According to standard regulations, half-eaten meals and opened packets cannot be reused or donated. And in order to prevent the risk of transmitting animal diseases, all waste from aircrafts is incinerated on arrival. Although some food items, such as packaged food items and beverages, can be redistributed on other flights, airlines discard all waste and surplus food and beverages at the arriving airport, as these items are considered contaminated. Furthermore, airlines are unable to reserve unconsumed food once they have been loaded to the aircraft, since in-flight meals that are heated must be consumed within a limited period of time. Therefore, unconsumed food and beverages are considered as catering waste during each flight, even if the meals were untouched. This is critical since some airlines choose to load extra meals in addition to the confirmed passenger count. It's pretty clear that these regulations are outdated and also prevent airlines from really finding a viable solution to prevent excessive food wastage and implement environmentally friendly methods to handle catering waste. Currently, we don't have a mechanism to measure unconsumed food on board, and most airlines and catering companies don't recycle either. Thirdly, once a hot meal is heated on board, it can only be kept approximately about 6 hours before food spoilage occurs. Because of this short time frame, food is easily spoiled and the freshness is degraded. 2.5% of the general population are affected with food allergies. Therefore, many passengers require special diets due to such food intolerances or religious dietary requirements. Another reason is how airlines sometimes fail to provide a customer's first choice meal. As I mentioned earlier, passengers contribute to a large portion of this food waste. In addition to that, it has been found that most catering staff, airline management, and passengers are unaware of the food waste issues. Note that these are significant people in the industry. Sometimes, due to the poor quality of meals on board or for convenience, passengers sometimes prefer to dine at airports or restaurants prior to flying, and therefore skip meals or leave unconsumed food. A few initiatives have been taken by some key airlines and catering companies to address this global issue. Some airlines allow passengers to pre-order meals and offer the option to skip their meal if necessary, while a few are looking into environmentally friendly methods of distributing food on board. Recently, a few major airlines have taken initiatives to distribute or sell untouched but safe to consume meals. But it all boils down to one question. Is that enough to stop 1.3 billion tons of food waste? During my time of research and when I conducted a thorough market analysis, I noticed that there was room for improvement. A few of them were incorporating technological advancements such as machine learning to understand passenger behavior and optimize in flight services so that while measuring and monitoring food waste, a personalized experience can also be given to the passengers. More initiatives can be taken by airlines and global institutions to create awareness regarding this issue. Another key factor that can really influence this entire industry is for responsible authorities to change these outdated laws and regulations. With my current research, I have proposed a solution which enables passengers to conveniently pre-order meals while offering a personalized experience based on their logged dietary information, monitor food wastage on board itself, scan for allergens, track consumption time, and even offer the option of a do not disturb for passengers who like to rest and dine at a convenient meal dining times. For cabin crew and airline management, in addition to the aforementioned services, they would also be able to monitor food wastage and improve their logistics by providing accurate predictions based on identified trends. When considering key technologies, machine learning was incorporated in Airplane as it would help in two key functionalities, such as providing a content-based filtering recommendation model for the digital menu by using the passenger's logged dietary preferences and allergens, and also help in analyzing the food waste that is collected on board by using the decision tree model. In addition to that, image processing techniques are used to identify any allergen items present in the passenger's meal to ensure that all allergen items that are present in that particular meal are visible to the end user, and also to analyze the unconsumed food left by passengers and provide financial and environmental statistics to the end user. If you consider the global picture, around 690 million people in the world are undernourished due to a lack of food, while some parts of the world deal with overproduction at the same time. Today, airlines are facing a conundrum between providing the best customer service for its passengers at the expense of wasting limited resources and practicing environmentally sustainable actions in the catering industry, while abiding with the strict regulations imposed by government bodies. Even if airlines use the most advanced technologies to enhance customer experience and cut down these big numbers, there will be no significant change until the governing bodies take responsibility and change these outdated regulations immediately. Until these responsible parties make key decisions, I urge you to do the small things that we can do right now to bring these numbers down, not simply because it is costing airlines large amounts of money, but because it is depleting the limited natural resources that our future generations would depend on in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Any questions from the participants? Session 10, Meenakshi ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, Deepika. Yeah, Deepika. I just want to ask something from Tahra. Tahra, are you
Yes,
there?
yes, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Tahra, no doubt your idea is very good, but I just want to ask, have you implemented this because you have not shown any result of this idea?
Yeah,
And
so
suppose you have, yeah, suppose you have just implemented it and you have just created some result, then you can show me the result, like how much optimization you have done in that. Like earlier, how much wastage was there, and by your formula and whatever you have implemented there, just tell me the result so that it can just minimize the wastage in future.
okay. So currently my research is work in progress. I have currently just developed a simple prototype. I do plan to take this forward and implement a proper one in the near future.
Okay, can you just show me any result?
I haven't, it's just the screens that I have implemented. as a simple prototype. I haven't developed it properly yet. So I'm
Are you
unable
having any
to.
photograph of the prototype? Is there
This
any photograph?
one. Yeah, this is one. This is just the,
Okay.
so once you enter your flight details, you'll be able to see how many meals you're entitled to based on the duration of your flight. And you'll be able to view a digital menu where it would provide recommendations based on your logged information as a passenger. And you can also use the drop downs to select the meals. And in the case where you would where you would need a special meal, let's say you have maybe some kind of allergic, um, maybe you have some kind of allergen, you can actually enter that information into the system, and it would tell you, okay, this kind of meal is more suitable for you. And you can even request for special meals in the event that the airline does not provide it for that particular flight. And
Okay.
this is basically where you would upload a picture of your meal, and you can actually see how much money you've lost on the amount of food waste that you've left on your tray and the environmental
Okay.
impact that has made. Yeah.
Okay. This is just the picture. Actually, I just want to ask: are you having any digital amount or any amount of like amount of every kind of food you are having, which is wasted on your flight? Are you
Not at the
having this
moment.
kind of information like rice, like there are different food, and this is the quantity, in which quantity they are just going to waste?
At the moment, I've looked at an overall kind of idea, not at individual components, but that does
Mm.
sound like a good suggestion. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and in future also you can just find out the actual count of the food which is just going to waste, and as well as you can just pack the wastage food in that kind of wrapper, we can say that, so that it can be used in future also, like whenever the flight will be just come back to the place from where it was started, and after that it can be used somewhere in future if you are
Yes,
having the exact quantity of every food, right?
yes.
Okay, no doubt. Otherwise idea is very good. Thank you,
Thank you.
Dara.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Tehra.
Okay.
We will move on to the next presentation, that is by Tejasvi Ganshala, who would be presenting a paper on a smart and intelligent alcohol detection system for corporate organization. Thank you for your contribution. You can start sharing your screen. Tejasvi, you're on mute.
Can you
Yes.
hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you and your screen is visible as well. So please begin.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tejasvi Kanshala, and I'm currently enrolled in an undergraduate degree in computer engineering at the Graphic Era University based in Dehradun, India. Today, I'm going to present a research paper titled A Smart and Intelligent Alcohol Detection System for Corporate Organizations on behalf of my co-authors. First and foremost, let me begin by explaining why do we need an alcohol detection system. Just give me a moment. The presentation is so why do we need an alcohol detection system? As we all are aware about, in today's world, the employees of the corporate organizations or the corporate sector are under increasing amount of stress due to the various hectic schedules that they have to face, whether it be meeting project deadlines or in order to ensure the job security, they often have to work extra hours or long shifts. As a result of that, they are often under an immense amount of stress. In order to alleviate that stress, some employees often resort to unhealthy habits such as drinking. Furthermore, as it is evidenced by various cases, some of these employees often show up to work intoxicated or inebriated. This is not the right thing to do, because while you show up to work intoxicated, it can lead to various misleading activities that can happen in the workplace. To name a few, the various problems that can be caused by employees showing up to work intoxicated are that the employees can basically miss deadlines. They would obviously perform careless and sloppy work, would lead to incomplete assignments, make excuses about those assignments, and they would be unable to meet the production quotas that are being set by their supervising authorities. Apart from that, another major concern that is related to employees showing up to work intoxicated or inebriated is that they can have altercations with fellow coworkers or fellow employees, which can lead to the relationships with their employees from becoming strained. And basically, a recent case that happened about a year ago, some of you might have heard about it, is basically what happened at Activision Blizzard, which is basically a major gaming company. It basically produces games such as Call of Duty, Diablo, and so on. So what happened at Activision Blizzard was that some of the female workers or female employees of that organization reported that the male coworkers would often show up to work drunk, intoxicated, and they would harass them and would ask them to perform demeaning things. As a result of that, a discrimination case was basically filed against Activision Blizzard, due to which they lost about $8 billion in market value. Therefore, we can see that due to the absence of a certain technology or a certain system that can monitor whether their employees show up to work sober or not, can have various repercussions. In order to rectify such a fault in our system, we have basically proposed an alcohol detection system that would not require any additional setup except an alcohol detection sensor that can be placed at the entry points or the entry gates of the premises of the organization. So how it would work is basically, let's say that the employee shows up to work. So basically they punch their ID card or whatever in order to mark their attendance or so on, or whenever they have to enter the premises of the building. And before they enter, all they would have to take is a small alcohol test. So all they would have to do is basically take a deep breath into the alcohol sensor. And based on the results of the sensor, they can be good to go, or they might be caught hold of. So if the sensor basically detects through the alcohol sensitivity of the person's breath that the person is intoxicated, how it would work is basically it would pass a signal through various layers over to the supervising authority through an SMS alert or a Wi-Fi module over the internet. And through that SMS alert or that message or that data that is present in the database, the supervisor can basically perform any measures that he might deem fit according to the company guidelines. He can either ask the employee to leave or basically impose a fine and whatnot. In order to dive deeper into our proposed system, let me explain the alcohol sensor that basically we are using. So we are currently making use of the MQ3 high sensitivity alcohol sensor. The MQ3 sensor is basically a part of the series of MQ sensors, which are used for the detection of various types of gases. For example, the MQ2 sensors, I think, used for the detection of methane, butane. And so the MQ3 sensor is particularly good for the detection of alcohol and ethanol. Therefore, we are using it in our proposed system. It has a good resistance to disturbances due to smoke. It is easy to use and fix, and it can easily be interfaced with an Arduino board, which we are using in our proposed system. So how the MQ3 sensor works basically is that whenever you drink alcohol, there is obviously alcohol in your bloodstream, but there is also alcohol that you exhale through your breath. And whenever that alcohol is exhaled through your breath, the sensitive material that is used in the MQ3 sensor, the SNO2, the conductivity of that material basically changes. And over a voltage division network, you can basically check how it basically refers to as digital signals in the form of digital or analog signals. It basically passes that value or that alcohol sensitivity that is captured in the breath over to, let's say, an Arduino board where various calculations can be performed. In order to further look into our proposed model, as you can see on the diagram to your left, there is the alcohol sensor that basically passes the alcohol sensitivity that it has captured in the breath of the particular employee over to the Arduino board, where we have programmed the Arduino board to perform certain calculations. Now, there is certain amount of alcohol gas that might be present in the environment. So there is a threshold value that we have set inside the Arduino, up to which if the limit is not reached or the alcohol sensitivity that is captured through the sensor is not exceeding that limit, then the person would said to be intoxicated, would said to be perfectly fine. He would not be intoxicated. But if the value of the alcohol sensitivity would exceed that particular threshold, then the person would said to be intoxicated, and there would be an LED flash through the Arduino, as well as the display of the Arduino can show that, okay, you're fine, intoxicated, please wait until further authorities come. And then that signal can be transported over a Wi-Fi module, such as the Node MCU ESP8266 that you can see on the right hand side. So it is basically a microcontroller unit which is based on the ESP8266 microcontroller, which has Wi-Fi capability. So basically, this is a basic function of this unit is basically that it can allow the Arduino to connect over to the Wi-Fi and can exchange data and information with various different layers or various different devices over the internet. So that data can either be sent over through an SMS over to the supervising authority, and so on. The authority can basically take whatever measures they might deem fit. In order to further explain the proposed framework through a layer diagram, at the bottom you can see there is the information gathering layer or the sensing layer. This is where the alcohol sensor, the Arduino, and the Node MCU microcontroller or the Wi-Fi module would be interfaced together. Then the data from the various Arduino signals would basically be transported through various gateways over to the network layer, where the data would basically travel in the form of packets through wired communication such as optical fiber or wireless in the form of 4G, 5G, LTE. And then the data would basically get stored in the analytical layer in the form of databases. Now, in the analytical layer, the various data developers would perform business intelligence and analytics on that data. So what they would basically perform is they would perform the ETL process, and then they would store the data in a form so that it is easy to access and analyze in the future. Whereas through the application layer, you can have various applications from where, let's say, the employer or the HR department or whichever department is responsible can basically gauge the data or fetch the data of the employee in consideration wherever there is like an evaluation. Let's say there is an evaluation in like 6 months, a year. Whenever the company might deem fair, they can get a hold of the data of the employee. They can evaluate him on the basis of, okay, this employee came to work this many days and he was drunk this many days. So either they can let go of the employee, impose a fine, whatever they have laid down in their company guidelines. To further explain the ETL process, the ETL process basically stands for extraction, transformation, and loading. So the data can be extracted from various relational databases or SQL tables. Then the data has to be transformed, because often there are various inconsistencies and irregularities in data that can later lead to various errors. The data is transformed, or you can say that it is the data cleaning phase. And after the transformation, the data is basically stored in the form of a digital warehouse, where the digital warehousing process starts. The digital warehouse is basically a component of the OLAP system, or the online analytical processing system, where basically after it enters the OLAP system, the data can be stored in the form of OLAP cubes or hex cubes, which are basically contract the limitations of a relational database. So they're basically better than a relational database, such that the data that is present in those OLAP cubes or those hex cubes can be easily and quickly analyzed, and they can be stored in the multi-dimensional format. So the multi-dimensions can be accessed in at one time. Before I would like to conclude my presentation, there are certain scopes and limitations that I would like to talk about that we faced or that we found that could be associated with a proposed system. For example, employee shows up to work with a high concentration of deodorant spray that he has sprayed on his shirt, and he stands too close to the alcohol sensor. Because the high sensitivity of the sensor, what can happen is that the sensor can sense the deodorant or the alcohol in the deodorant spray, and it can wrongfully detain the person and say that, okay, this person has shown up to work drunk, even when the worker has not shown up to work drunk. Apart from that, let's say in today's world, we have a lot of sanitizers on our hands, and a person, let's say, before entering the premises, raises.
Dear presenter, you just have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, let's say he grazes the surface of or let's say he grazes too close to the alcohol sensor, and the sensor can then also catch hold of the alcohol that is present in the sanitizer and can wrongfully detain him. In order to prevent that from happening, what we can basically do is we can fine tune our model so that the threshold value that we have set in the Arduino board basically is up to a certain limit, so that these events can be prevented from happening. To conclude our presentation, I would like to say that our proposed system basically makes use of the concept of IoT by using the Node MCU ESP3266, which is an IoT component, so that the Arduino is basically able to communicate or exchange information with various other devices over the internet. Apart from that, it also makes use of business intelligence and analytics by using the ETL process, or the extraction, transformation, and loading process, as well as the OLAP cubes, so that the data can be easily and quickly accessed. Therefore, I would like to conclude by saying that our proposed model is basically a cost-effective solution that should be implemented in various organizations if they have to implement good behavior of their employees, as well as if they have to prevent the reputation of their organization from being tainted. Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am, any questions?
Yes, Tejasvi, no doubt your idea is very good. Even you have just discussed about the weak point of the your idea. So I am very impressed, and yeah, even you can just use it for your future scope, or you can just remove the disadvantages or the weak points of your project in your proposed idea, or whatever you are going to implement in future. You just go with these points. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Tejasvi.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have our next presenter, Abdul Rahman S. Al-Nizi. We would be presenting a paper on Internet of Things adoption, challenges and barriers. You hear?
Yeah, hello. Did you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you. You can
Okay.
start sharing your
Can,
screen.
yeah, can I share just me?
Yes, please.
I share already?
No, no, your screen is not visible.
Yeah. It's not share, I don't know. I tried to share, but it's okay, share or?
In the full screen, double click on the screen, please. Yes,
Yeah.
I can see your screen now.
Share, yes.
Yes, your screen is visible. You can start.
Yeah. Okay, can I start now?
Yes, please.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Abdul Rahman. I'm very pleased to be present this topic to you. I hope you find the subject interesting. The subject of Internet of Things, adoption, challenges and barriers. Um, okay, you share already or? I don't know.
Yes.
Sorry.
What you can do is do
Okay.
it full screen.
Yeah, okay. Internet of Things is a system that includes device and sensor and network and the cloud storage and application. Internet of Things is a new future technology that is gaining traction and various field around the world. This paper, Internet of Things, key concern and barriers and solution of these issues in this state of Kuwait. The Internet of Things future trend and use were also briefly explored in this article to acquire a more deep understand of Internet of Things acumen. The definition and the main challenges of Internet. Today, the Internet is one of the most expanding and change technologies, and it has grown popular around all around the global. The Internet of Things is a system that includes device, sensor, network, cloud storage, and application. The main challenge of Internet of Things, scalability, self-organization, data volumes, data interpretation, interoperability, automatic discovery, software accessibility, security and privacy, power supply, and wireless communication. For example, scalability to achieve scalability and efficiency, new process and methodologies must be developed. For example, security and privacy. In the Internet of Things, specific service must be accessed or prevented from connection with other things and commercial transmissions. Power supply. Power supply is like transfers don't need to power, but their range and efficiency are limited, like future embedded and system process and communication. Wireless is like newer wireless is technology like Zigbee. This was use the power less, but have the less hand bandwidth. The Internet of Things application. The Internet of application has numerous application to human life, include making life easier, safer, and more intelligent, or smart city, or smart home, transportation, and energy, and intelligent environment, and just some application intelligent of internet. Think with the
Yes, LNG.
yeah, with environment, with
LNG.
no.
Actually, you are not changing your slides. Just press F5. Still, you are not going to change your slides.
Yeah, I changed the
Just
slide.
press F5. Nee,
Yeah,
press F5. It is
okay.
not slideshow.
Yeah,
Just press F5 from your laptop
I don't know, like I not.
or slideshow, or you can start slideshow.
Yeah, slideshow. We just wait. Can you see now? Can you see now, please? Yeah. Okay. Then the Internet of Things application. The Internet has numerous application of human life, and including making life easier. Then smart city. Then smart city. Okay, the smart city, the Internet of Things will make city smarter by connection all city system, such as transportation, healthcare, weather monitoring, smart building and home, like intelligent energy management in building can be achieved through the use of wireless sensor network with Internet Think integration. Also, faculties like managers will be able to control energy consumption and programming, as well as perform maintenance and repair on building system. The smart grid and smart energy. The smart grid is one of the most important application of the Internet of Things. A smart grid can manage with the range of application include manufacturing and solar power, or nuclear power, or automobile, or hospital, and city power management. Smart health also. Smart health also Internet of Things monitoring technology allow for the continuous monitoring of health patients who physical like condition must be maintained, or smart health. Smart health sensor are utilized to capture extensive physiological data. Intelligent public transportation, like and mobility, route condition monitoring and alarm are important to Internet of Things application. Also, smart manufacturing and smart factories, artificial intelligence or machine learning, expert labor mechanization, or and like communication to this is like allowing low emission incidental manufacturing can be improved safely and protect the environment. The result and discussion, most countries would develop intelligent city programs, focus on energy and water and transportation and building and governance, give countries lead like 84% of the effort. The United States, for example, Europe, Japanese, China, and Korean, other nations such as Indian, Australian, South African, South African, South African and Canada and Singapore, also developing digital and linked infrastructure. Millions of items will be wiser and more intelligent by the end of this decade. Dramatically like improve people lives, and several organizations are working standardized Internet of Things related technology to improve more effective and safe implementation. The conclusion, Kuwait is not alone among Southeast Asian country with the necessary infrastructure for Internet of Things adoption. Kuwait government intend to make Internet of Things available across the country by the 2015. Kuwait also have policies and objectives for developing Internet of Things linked to other countries' development. The Internet has emerged protected trend in the information industry development, resulting in a higher standard of living, improve the challenges, and in the coming year will be power and daring setup of commercial industry and academic network and communication, adding faculties of handle in unified symbols like universal internet, connectively, and standardization and interoperability, all possible to enhancement. Research is also needed to energy sustainability, privacy, and security. Thank you. Any question, please?
Yes, Elenisi, actually, your idea is really, we can say that this is just a review paper. I think whatever idea you have just taken for your paper, this is just a review paper. Have you done any research work on this?
Yeah, this is about like specific about Kuwait because you know like in my country, which organization are using Internet of Things, the government of Kuwait lead very advanced project with China to update and build and the smart city and update the infrastructure for all sectors and the organization.
Yeah, Eleniji, I'm satisfied with your point, but I'm just asking, have you done something on this IoT, or have you just provide some solution for any of the challenges, whatever you discussed in your presentation?
Yeah. Can
Okay,
you repeat?
which point you have? I'm just asking about that. This is just a review paper. You have just told us about the challenges of IoT, whatever you are facing or we are facing in our countries. But I'm just asking about, have you provide any solution, or have you done something onto the solution for any of the challenges, whatever you have discussed in your presentation?
Yeah, like yes, but the government try to like yes, like just like with the government, with government to try to solution like the challenges.
Okay.
to solve the challenges.
Thank you. Okay, Deepika, can we move on to the next presentation?
Yeah, because I think the second presentation, because with my friend, I would like
Yes, so yeah, you are presenting the next paper on just a minute. Effective biometric technology used with big data, right?
yeah, right. Because
Yes.
I would like to apologize for my colleagues, Dr. Kamis. He is
No
not
problem.
feeling well, and I will present this paper as the first author.
No problem. You can start your screen. You can share your screen.
Okay. Can I share? Can I share? I would like to share the screen just.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah.
Are you ready or you would like to take
Yeah, it's okay now, but I would like to share this. You share now?
Yeah, you can share. Start sharing your
Okay.
screen. If you're not ready, no, we can call up our next presenter and we can come back again.
No, it's okay. You share now?
No,
Have you seen it?
no. As like we are running late.
Yeah. Yeah, just share sound, share. Yes. Now it's okay. Have you seen it?
No.
Have you seen
I can see your screen now. Yes. Please begin.
Yeah. Have you seen now, please?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. My name is, have you seen now? I'm share now with the screen, please.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. My name is Abdul. I'm gonna start with the effective biometric technology like used with big data. The outline, introduction, definition, and main challenges of big data, the aim of the paper, then conclusion. The research has proposed detailed study into respects of government employees about the entry, the concept of biometric authentication, like voice recognition at the respective workplace in the state of Kuwait. The study were carried out on employees regarding the factors that influence the employees to adopt any new technology, which helps in improve perceptions of biometric technology in the big data application. The big data, big data definition, big data is a collection of infrastructure, semi-structured and unstructured data collection by organization that can be mined for information and use in machine learning project or predictive modeling and other advanced analytics applications. Big data is also referred as big data analytics. Characteristics of big data is like volume, like flowosity, and variety and variability and value and veracity. For example, the volume of yeah the volume of data that is begin accumulated, which is begin increasingly difficult to transfer or store and process as well to keep with the place technological advancement. Velocity refer the speed which is big data generated, like priority refer the rate at which new data is generated and moved around. Availability like refers to source of the data, its context and the value of the organization. Value, ability to turn data into available, assist business or must make case for the collection and using big data. Like veracity like refers to degree to which big data can be at trust. Okay, big data now, like big data challenges. We have the data storage, data transmission, data management, data processing, data analysis, data visualization, data integration, data security, and data privacy. For example, data storage, like big data comes with storage difficult. And for example, data privacy, like personal health information is storage and social media and medical record, posing privacy issues. Data, for example, data visualization, visualizing big data, reveal hidden patterns and relationship to enhance decision making. Identify and verification technology. Biometric refers and identify the use automatically depending upon with personal articular behavior or physical traits. Biometric biometric system, which is pattern and recognition system and work-fi driving to model biometric information, obtaining the feature set of which is the compare with the already saved template data to keep the database. The biometric system are working two modes, either in the verification or in the identification mode, depending on the context. With the verification mode refers in the method where the system tests like the authenticity or of personal identify, or by comparing with acquired biometric data with the biometric template or kept the system like database. The verification process is intended to avoid any situation where several people may use the same identifier. The data, we use data collection. The data relating to this study was derived from the interview and the questionnaire. The maximum interview time was estimated at 40 minutes, but actual recording duration was about 20 or 20 minutes. The questionnaire seeks to be submitted to work with the consent of the companies being assessed and all the supervisor of the involved employees. Both answers were received in the SBS program, Statistical Social Science and package used for the research. The discussion, the outcome show after survey, 90% of the manager have agreed that there is culture and digital gap as the resulting of less familiarity of the employees with the technology and organization and embarrassing of the voice recognition biometric. At the same time, 45% of the other respond stressed the negative effect of using this biometric, which was based on the finding by Conventry and focus on the prevalence of the culture and social consecutions of the ID and digital open government application. Then strengthens relates is using big data in Kuwait, which denote lack of awareness classes about the application of big data, and adequate for official education or preparing for the information age, and citizen illiteracy of computer knowledge. 34%, 34.8 of the survey respond are not sure if arrival of this new technology denote mistrust, and 23.6 of response are confident that using technology indicated that employees like trust in their employees. This could be due to factors like absence of knowledge and consultation, information and notification, and extent of computer literacy. The conclusion finally, the research learning was conducted to understand the perceptions of government employee regarding the factors linked with the arrival of voice recognition biometric in the workplace. There must be orientation and awareness program about voice recognition before introducing this technology into the organization. The top and middle managers pointed out the employees resistance to installing the technology before even installing. Most manager refused.
Dear presenter, just a minute left. Please
Yeah, finally the most managers refused of things of themselves as responsible for minimizing the culture and digital gap concerning voice recognition technology. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your presentation.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
So can I ask a question, please?
Yes, please go on.
Okay. As the author said, he did research on using new technology for authentication, like voice recognition and fingerprint or other authentication. The question is, why do you think is the employee or the organization prefer voice recognition instead of using other type of biometrics like fingerprint or face recognition or other type? Thank you.
Yeah. You hear me? Yeah, thank you for a question. Many people in Kuwait raise their issues to reduction risk that they think are associated with using this system, as well as disease transfer by every employee is touching the same point. Also the speaker recognition, not like not need to be special requirement comparing with other type of biometric. Just need the microphone and the computer. Thank you for question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we'll move further. We have our next presenter, Vidya Al-Kabani. You would be presenting a paper on a system for mind map generation from Arabic text using machine learning. Thank you for your contribution. You can start sharing your screen now.
Thank you.
Yes, your screen is visible. You can start.
Okay, just a minute. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, good evening. This is Badi Al-Qabbani. I'm studying master on SV University, Syria. And today I will take you through my presentation about a system for mind map generation from Arabic text using machine learning. The outline for this about introduction, implementation, experimental result, and conclusion. The Arabic language has many texts. However, reading this text and extracting helpful information takes time. Consequently, the brain cannot recover this knowledge and it can be easily forgotten. Tony Buzan solved this issue by recommending a mind map. It's a way to express ideas through the use of text, pictures, and colors, instead of just textual speech. Mind map use visual memory, which is easier to remember and review. We proposed the system to convert Arabic text into a mind map through natural language processing. There are a lot of manual tools used to generate mind maps, such as XMind, FreeMind, but these tools takes a very long time to create a mind map. On the other hand, all the research papers for the Arabic language focused on summarizing or tagging the data. In other words, they cover the possibility to extract the topic, information, and statistical data, maybe in this article. In contrast, they did not focus on generating an automatic mind map for the Arabic text. This is the proposed process from 5 steps. The first step, process text using NLP. Second step, using Quran ontology to extract titles, subtitles, and subject and subsubjects. Then using BabelNet ontology to restructure the link between titles and subtitles and translate to another languages. After that, analyzing the topic of images using text similarity, finally, we can draw the final map. There are 5 steps to create mind map. I will detail in the next slide. This is the first step, process text using NLP. Using natural language processing library that support the Arabic language. We did these steps First, separating sentences and words. I took the routing words after deleting non-essential words. I used camel tools for part of speech, POS, tagging, lemmatization, name entity recognition, NER, and Arabic parsing. After that, we used Quran anthology to extract title, subtitle, subject, and subsubject. This is the title, subtitle, subject, and subsubjects. Maybe subsubjects, we have a lot of details. Okay. After that, we can note here, we don't have a main title. We just have a subject and main subject. Okay. We don't have yet the main subject for the mind map. After that, we use BabelNet anthology. We use BabelNet to improve linking between the topics, each with the other. We extract the main address of the map and support drawing the map in more than one language. This is the main subject. We can see the main subject for this mind map. Okay. And we correction the linking between topics. We can find there is a difference here between this mind map. All this part enter to the first part. We analyzing the topic of images. We use the data set built by using TensorFlow with deep learning to process any image and create fundamental description for this image, then save the image in database with description. Then we identify the best idea for a mind map title and subjects. We use text similarity tool with name textblob-AR to select the most similar image. After that, we analyze the topics of images through the use of deep learning technology. Then the final step, we drawing the final map. To draw the final map, we generate XML element and tags linking together to draw finally a mind map working with FreeMind open source tool. We started the draw from font size 16, then minimized the size with level 2x2 and generate random color for every title, the relationship between labels and sub, and example for generation. We can find here, this is the XML element. This work with the open source application with name FreeMind. If we open with the FreeMind, we can see this mind map on Arabic, and it's automatically translate to English, and this system support any language. Experimental result, we have 76 Arabic pages with 481 sentences from Quran. It is a difficult book to understand. We have been searching for a book containing mind map for these pages, extracting title, subtitle, subject, and subsubject. We based the book that was found by Dr. Shaya Saudi Shaya called Mind Map for the Holy Quran. Then we draw two comparison of the first by using only Quran anthology. We can see the difference. This is from the book, and this shape or this numbers from the system, our system. We can see the accuracy result is 65%. This before using BabelNet. After using BabelNet with this anthology, the accuracy increased to 89. We can see the difference. Why it's increased? Because some of automatic mind map topics were added to subtopics. for conclusion, in this paper, we have presented how we have generated mind maps using NLP and ontology with the translate to languages and select best images and positions for a mind map. Also developed templates for free mind applications. Thank you. And if you have any questions.
Yeah, Kapani, I am very well satisfied with your topic. Really, your topic is very good. I am just having a little bit query in your topic. Can you just tell me the size of your mind map will depend on the paragraph, or we can say the number of the sentences? Like I'm just asking about, can we use this for the tutorial notes, whatever we are using for the students to teach any subject? Can we use it for that?
Our system support the Quran ontology and general Arabic ontologies. We supported that, but about the size, let me return to here. About the size, you mean the main subjects, right? How many we can cover here, or you mean this result? If you mean this result,
Yeah.
every line have one mind map. This line article, every article, this article consists of 8 sentences. Another one,
I have just
29. Every one contain one mind map. It's supported, yes, it's supported. There is now a title with name multi-level mind maps. If there is a lot of sentences, like maybe 300 maybe sentences, we can make multi-level mind map.
Okay, I got. Thank you so much.
Welcome and thank you.
Thank you so much. So we'll move on further. Our last presenter is Alham. She would be presenting a paper on technology pillars for civil engineering industries related to the fourth industrial revolution towards organizational sustainability. Thank you for your contribution. You can start sharing your screen.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Can you see it?
Yes. You can begin.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Ahlam Abubakar Abdullah Bagatian, and this paper is from two people, with my colleague Dr. Zulhasni Abdurrahim from UTM, Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology. Today I'm going to be presenting about the technology pillars for civil engineering industries related to the fourth industrial revolution toward organizational sustainability. For the introduction, industry adapts to the fourth industrial revolution toward organizational sustainability, which is impacted through the utilization of smart industries. The challenges of Industry 4.0 is how industry adapts to these technologies. Digitalization is developing at different speeds in the various sectors, depending on the complexity of the business itself. And construction industries is complicated by the enormous number of interconnected procedure, sub-process, and stakeholders at different phases and different construction works. It is imperative that all organizations are equipped with technology, but surprisingly, this is influenced by critical factors such as the rise of smart industries. Little is known about technology pillars and green technology in the civil engineering industry 4.0, and research have made few contributions to the topic of Industry 4.0 from civil engineers' perspective. The objective of this presentation is to identify technology pillars connected to Industry 4.0 in the civil engineering industry, and other objective is to identify sectors that are affected by the green technologies of the civil engineering. Next, going to the literature review, Industry 4.0, in response to the technologies and innovation, the industry is experiencing paradigm shift called Industrial Revolution. Three previous revolutions. The first Industrial Revolution led to mechanization. The second led to the use of electrical energy. And the third led to the use of electronics and automation. Industry 4.0 represents the digital change of companies and process and create new focus on manufacturing. The focus is on creating the communication channel that allows engineers and other workforce to continuously exchange information about needs and individual situation in real time. The mechanism is to stream data via wireless sensors and send it to the smart service or decentralized multiple small centers of product supplier where large amount of data are analyzed. For the civil engineering industry 4.0, compared to the manufacturing sectors, the construction sector faces various challenges to increase the productivity. For instance, the construction sector is complicated by enormous number of interconnected process, sub-process, and stakeholders at different phases in different construction works. Construction is classified into three categories in the Malaysia Standard Industrial Classification, which are building construction, civil engineering, and specialized construction activities. The focus of this presentation is on the civil engineering that comprise three main groups, including construction of road and railways, construction of utility projects, and construction of other civil engineering projects. Almost all decision makers agreed that construction industry is affected by digitalization in every single process in the organization. The impact of technology. The idea of Industry 4.0 requires employees to release from manufacturing service and support procedure in which new technologies, robots, and automated leadership structures are to be substituted. Restructuring and downsizing of corporation activities are some of the most difficult problems faced by organizations and their staff. The technology also impacts those operations that can be automated in relation to the roles undertaken by staff, such as repetitive tasks, planning, and decision making. It must be observed that low and more skilled staff are at danger to lose their jobs. For the methodology, this study was quantitative among Malaysian civil engineering industry. For the government sectors, private sectors, and other sectors, the position of these respondents were managing directors, project director, construction managers, and others. For the result from this quantitative research, the technology pillars affected the civil engineering industry were autonomous robots, which is agreed by 90%, and big data analytics agreed by 93.3%, and mostly simulation is a technology that is affecting the civil engineering industry, followed by other technologies such as Internet of Things 3D printing, system integration, and cybersecurity system. The sectors those are affected by the green technology are energy efficiency, renewable energy, minimization of energy, which is agreed by 91.9%. And water efficiency is also affected by these technologies by 90%. Materials efficiency, recyclable and recycled products are affected 91.1%, and waste reduction is also affected by the technologies of Industry 4.0 by 90%. And these results indicate that green technology is highly affecting the civil engineering sectors. These technologies focus on opportunities for machines rather than people. For the conclusion, civil engineering industries are adapting to the new era, include simulation, big data, autonomous, robots, cloud computing, the Internet of Things, augmented reality, and the 3D printing. It discusses the changes in the development of these green technologies affecting sectors in civil engineering, including energy efficiency, renewable energy, minimization of energy, water efficiency, materials efficiency, recyclable and recycled products, and waste reduction. The practical implementation for the organizations is to implement Industry 4.0, and theoretical implication for academics to explore further studies on technologies and their applications in the civil engineering industry. Thus, the study's results are limited to technologies in the civil engineering industry. Further research might be carried out for different sectors of construction or manufacturing industries. This limitation open avenues for further research. Thank you so much for listening, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ahalam. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any question?
Yes, Alam, I just want to say that because you have just followed the multidisciplinary, we can say that the multidisciplinary environment. Because suppose we are having so many topics, so many ideas, the students have already discussed, but they have just implemented, they have just used machine learning in different ideas. But now you have combined civil engineering with the computer science and engineering. So it is a great idea. I think civil engineering students can also move to the machine learning as well as other technologies, whatever we are using in computer science and engineering. Very good. Alam.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Highly appreciated.
So here is the end of the technical session. I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I also thank our session chair, Dr. Meenakshi Memoria, for chairing the session, a token of appreciation to the chair on behalf of Team ICICT and Global Knowledge Foundation. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your presence.
Thank you, Deepika.
Thank you so much. I would request all to on the camera for a quick snapshot. If all can on their camera for a quick snapshot. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye, goodbye, take care, stay safe.
Something.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.